Hello, everybody. This is Shengineer, back at it again with the NUTube. I could call it a podcast, I guess. So lovingly referred to as The Nut. Today I'm joined with three stellar co-hosts in Bernardo Oathkeeper and Stories, her stories, in fact. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Oathkeeper was so excited to get his nut off with us today.
Oh, he just couldn't
Oh,
hold it
did,
in. He had so much to let out,
Dude.
you know.
yeah, no, this was definitely a long time coming. It needed to happen. So here we are.
Long time
I'd say he was like an hour earlier in the call already, but like that's a
Yeah.
secret.
Yeah,
But
he
it's
was
very
sitting
good to
in
be
the call
happy.
for like an hour, like, hey guys, we need to get it going now. I can't hold it any
We
longer.
need to
Yeah, he
know.
was edging. I mean, he was on the edge of his seat.
Anyways,
Alright, yeah,
we're here with some week 4 coverage.
let's watch some Pokemon.
Let's see
Yeah,
how
so
things
good to
panned
be
out.
back. Like after a long week of a wait from week 2 to week 3 for week 4, right, guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's good to be
it's been
back.
so
We had
long.
2 ties this week, and the other 2 series were very close as well. So yeah, very interesting stuff to cover. Talonflames with Diancies ended up in a tie. Diancies are on the
I
board with a non-loss. Good for them.
Yeah, I think Diancy's tying actually keeps them
Keeps
in
them
the tournament
competitive.
for now, which is really nice to
Yeah,
see.
that is nice. I
Rooting
mean,
for them.
they gotta step it up, but it's technically they could still make it. So.
No, they don't, Engineer.
I mean,
You're wrong
they are fighting the
again.
Ducks next week, which is going to be a tough team to beat, if I do say so myself. The Vivs versus Arcanines. The Vivs have fallen to the
Yeah.
power of the Arcanines this week, so congratulations to them. Druds and the Pablos ended up with a draw. How does that feel, Oath? Are you happy or dissatisfied with the draw? Like,
I mean, honestly, obviously we want the win, but
of course.
I mean, Hera Pablos. I mean, you look at that squad. That's
Yeah, I was
not a
gonna say the
push.
Pablos has some
That's not a
huge names.
that's not a pushover squad
Yeah,
by any
I'd
means.
be happy with the draw
So
against the
like,
Pablos myself. Yeah, so
I will happily accept the point. Absolutely.
yep.
But your team was like 4-1, 3-1 at some point, right? It was like they clawbacked for the tie, right?
Yeah, you guys definitely
No,
played
we were down 1-3. Then we clawed back a little. They got to then they made it 2-4. Then we made it 3-4. Then 4-4, and then we made it 5-4. And then that's when Nashrock had to be subbed in for Sabella, unfortunately. And
Boy, was that a game.
Everything fine with them? Yeah.
and he got aura farmed. Let's watch it right now.
Well,
yeah. I
we'll
was gonna
cover.
say. Speaking of,
Yeah, and then finally Flygons versus Ducks. We unfortunately took the loss this week to Stories and her crew.
Yeah.
It was a
Not
hard fought week.
unexpected. We're the best.
Hard fought week
To be
to a
fair,
worthy opponent.
it was unfair that result. Unfair, it's hard to say on Mons, but like the tie would be a more fair result. Like
There was a lot of
like the last
50-50s
two games
this
ended on coin
came down
flips.
to, yeah. But
Yeah, and yeah, that's part of life.
it's all right. We can't complain forever. As we said, the deciding game for was it Druds versus Pablos between the Goomy and Nashrock. We'll hop right into that one.
And it's kind of hard to see behind the Wochian, but there is a Zoroa Hisui.
There is a Hisui and Zoroa. There we go.
There's some
It's
tentacles going on from Zorua, but they are there.
Yeah, and some people might not know, if they don't know Ball, but Zoroa Hisui was once an NU staple, and in the tier by usage. Maybe not a staple, and maybe it was NU usage by one person, but it was NU by usage.
Yes, and of course the reason for
Uberfiend?
its appearance here is its typing normal ghost, walling the common moves from Porygon Z, Tri Attack and Shadow Ball. And he does get the perfect matchup for it. This, as we will see, Porygon is very much walled by the Zorua. So with Nashrock's like
so cool,
what I would say is main breaker, like it's gonna be an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, all the others are covered.
Yeah, what progress making tools does he have? I mean,
like you have a Wochian for the Legion. You have a Slowbro for U-turn from Flygon if you don't want to get U-turn chipped on Altaria and Bronzong.
I mean, Altaria just eats Tauros for breakfast.
Amazing Tauros checks.
Yeah.
Like you have Glowbro and you have Altaria, and if you somehow get some setup going with Flygon and it muscles past Bronzong somehow, you have a Ditto at the end of the day. So this looks like a super uphill battle for Nashrock, but Not for the reason you would expect, and that reason is the Zora Hisui putting in crazy work just by existing.
Oh, we see the nasty
Even
pot.
this nasty plot,
Yeah,
like,
scary
they do not
setup from
matter.
PZ.
Yeah.
But this is one of
Nasty
those
plot
moments where
into Switch.
this is one of those moments where I kind of wish the Porygon Z had Thunderbolt.
No, this is better, I think. This is a lot cooler.
I mean, it could also just be Terra Blast, you know? Oh, there's the Zorua just tanking Shadow Ball.
Mm-hmm.
But it has
one
Wisp too.
thing that's
It can
worth
fix the
noting
Altaria.
is this Zorua is not boots. So it is killable
True.
with rocks.
But Altaria is probably the most reliable defogger. I mean, it's the only reliable defogger, let's be real.
Yeah, you have to like. Oh, E-turn.
We have an
Everyone turn
Eternally
your
in the
soundboard
call
off.
during the most hype match of SV from week 4. Anything to say?
No,
Thank
Anyone?
you a lot for your
it-
participation,
Yes,
Etern.
thank you for
A
your
lot of your
words.
good words now say.
It was some sort of hype. We'll put it that. We'll put it like that.
But as far as like
As
the
soon as
actual
this-
game goes, once we know the Porygon set, I'm not sure there's a whole lot we can see Nashrock doing.
As soon as I saw the Zorua, I already knew this was going to be bad.
We do see a Surf from Glowbro. Interesting. I don't run a lot of Surfs on mine.
Usually they're a fire move.
Yeah. Usually see like Sludge Flame or Psychic Flame.
I mean, give credit to Nashrock. He's doing whatever he can, right?
He's
Yeah.
trying. Yeah, for sure
He's
trying.
finding ins with the PZ that can no longer do anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Goomy like is
All right,
letting
he's got
rocks
Rocks
up,
Chip.
which
He
is
got the
kind
Rocks
of
Chip.
yeah. The rocks chip is crucial.
How much damage would EQ do that? Because like
I don't know.
Bitch
I
would
wonder what
die.
I wonder what the spread is, if it's physically or especially defensive on Zorua. Because
probably
I feel like you go
physically.
Fizdef to come in on Zong once. but,
right,
I
because I
don't
feel
know.
like you don't need to be split F if you're gonna assume you completely wall PZ anyways, right?
Yeah.
Or Force
that's my-
Terra, either is good for you. Because if you force Terra, then Wochian probably walls it. It would be ground plus ghost coverage.
But that's interesting. If like Nashrock have EQ there and Q the Zorua, does PZ can like win the game at some point, or not even that?
Oh yeah, a PZ would probably break this team wide open.
As it does with many teams.
It would just be a sack war between PZ and the Ditto that becomes a PZ. Thank God this mon is banned.
So
In
I'd say
Wochen,
it came
we
really
see
close to that.
yeah, Wochen a very good mon actually, and one of the main reasons why I don't think we need to take any action on Basque Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Wuxian is ass, but I agree that it covers
Well,
Legion.
we also voted do not ban on Porygon Z, so opinion
Someone
invalidated.
had to do it, and as you can see, PZ's being dominated right now. One more proof that I'm right.
Yeah, we should have just been
fact.
using Zorua this whole time, and PZ wouldn't have been an issue. Let's be real.
Dude, literally.
We talked in the last episode, but like Amon that surged because of PZ and like no one was using it. It was like AV Yama, you know. So like
Yeah, it's just
okay.
a face tank. It's so good into those Vaporeon balances too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
my
I
main thing when building is like, man, I don't have a Scald Switch and Scald Switch-ins don't exist.
Boom.
Because I don't want to
Yama.
use Toxicroak, because that doesn't even come in on Vapo, because you just wish past a Gligar and nothing gets done except you let a spike go up.
Also, a slightly
Like
off-topic question. You've been playing a lot of PU lately, Stories?
I got into it for Ladder Tour. I qualified for Ladder Tour. Round 1, I get hacked by Esteban. I have not touched
Okay.
PU since.
Because I see Milotic's S tier down there, so I wonder if they'll see a Rise in Hariyama as well as like a Scald Absorber.
I don't think Milotic's S tier.
Okay.
I mean, it's ranked officially as that, but
Yeah.
I think that's cap.
Anyways, we're back to the game
But
here, and
I
Woach just
yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
hard-walling Basque Legion, unfortunately.
What a Chad.
Yeah, just Nashrock just walked into like the most unfavorable matchup ever.
Yep. And this Flygon gets one more entry before it's toast to the rocks.
Yeah, it's like Altaria's there for Tauros.
Goomy
Wuxian's
just stays
there
in
for
against
Basket
Tauros.
Legion. Yeah, just completely unfavorable for Nashrock.
yeah, the game is over right now.
Yeah.
It was over like a while ago, but like now it's sealed.
Mhm. We can probably skip a few turns here.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
It's kind of positioning, but
Like,
Yeah,
just
and
yeah,
he
just like
just
like
the
long
Bronzong
story
gets
short,
mocked and it's just GG. Yep.
Nashrock did whatever he could, the
Let's
best
be
he could.
honest. It was over from preview.
Yeah, yes, it
Oh.
was. Yeah.
he had one turn to catch up with the Zoroark stay, the paralyzed one, but like
Mhm.
other than that, not many outs. Both
Right.
played well. Goomy stalled well, and Nash like tried his best.
Yep.
Per game.
All right, we
You
have
saw nothing.
a somewhat standard team from Acid, I guess. I would call this, I guess, a balance, right? Maybe
I'd
a
say it's
bulky,
kind
maybe
of
a
an
bulky
old
offense.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems like a very old team to be actually honest. Like
I mean,
prior to like
yeah,
a lot of
I could see
rises
that.
and
Yeah, nice PZ check, Bozo. Let's get into the game.
Versus a Toxtricity terrain, very interesting.
yeah.
You don't really see Toxtricity too often on here. It's usually a rocker like
No,
Diancie
I don't think Tox
last.
makes that much sense.
I mean, it kills shit.
This
It
is
gets
true.
the job done.
Unfortunate miss, but doesn't really matter in the
Yeah.
long run.
Hey, it could have poisoned, and then yeah, it doesn't really matter.
And the
If
Jordan.
this is Roarper, I feel like this matchup is just Jover, but
Yeah.
we'll have to see.
Solid wood hammer damage from Thwacky there.
Yeah, that did a ton, bro.
Yeah.
I've talked
Yeah.
to Shen about using SD Thwacky as a standalone mon.
It could
Like,
work, but like I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure it works in NU, but we have yet to see it. It could work.
he's
I-
bulky with the Violet, and
Yeah.
he's strong just because terrain is
We see Ori
broken.
and
The problem is offensive
Muck is the
grass. It's
chosen
so
counter
bad
here.
in general. know.
One of the two Oricorios remaining. Here we go.
Straight for the poison. All right. In hindsight,
Him not Terra stealing
yeah, I was
that
gonna
to me
say,
was a throw in
do
the
you guys think
moment.
that Terra Steel Quiver would win on the spot?
He would have a shot.
Well, you get Klefki
Well,
We
too.
don't know about the
mean,
purse. We don't know
Yeah,
about the
well,
purse. That's important.
you're right.
But like, I think it would won.
Shandy's weak, and everything else just gets hit by it besides Swampert. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Pert's not
you kind
killing.
of need to go for that.
Yeah.
Like, probably Pert could have an out by like going keys and then paralyzing it and then like EQing the
Yeah. Well,
Pert.
but
But like,
now that Muck has the poison plus knockoff chip is gonna be enough to keep the Ori down.
yeah, it's Jover from there. Eventually,
Yeah,
it will kill.
30%.
Especially because
12.
like the terrain you run out. Yeah, you're doing no damage. Do you guys think that probably it's worth running Hurricane because like Bramblegast doesn't exist anymore, basically?
I don't
Oh,
know. I
well,
think
I'll
we've
be
seen
the
enough
judge of
we've
that.
seen enough flinches that I think Air Slash is good.
I don't know. I think you need Air Slash on Oricorio just for the bullshit factor. Like, I think that's part of what makes it so good.
Yeah.
Is that like nothing is truly safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can be flinched out. That's true.
Yeah, there you go.
Ori
Oricorio's
finally goes
down.
down. We're gonna get we're not gonna see terrain set up. We're gonna see Tox come in.
Wow. Ouch.
Pre-throat spray being 53 is pretty
You
crazy.
need to shift
Yeah,
gear.
yeah. Okay, now you have to go. Yep.
Well, you're saying
Yeah,
you need to shift your Bernardo, but I don't think that if you Terra normal to like not die to Earthquake, then you're susceptible to T-Wave. So like I don't
That's
think
why you Terra
yeah.
Electric.
Oh,
and
it
die to
eats the Fire
Earthquake.
Blast to shift gear here.
Eating the Fire Blast
Oh
was a
wow, they
Chad
lived
move.
that.
And then Keys eats the
That was a
Overdrive as
Chad
well.
move.
Yeah, able to pick up the
Klefki
two.
is so good. I
It
love
is. It's the
Klefki.
best steal, but it's also a fake steal. You know. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because of the fairy
It's just a
typing.
good mon.
Okay, paralyzed
And I like the
Thwacky.
para.
The
Just trying to
Paralysis.
stall out terrain turns. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. Spikes are good. Oh man, Acid getting help.
Nice chip. Nice para.
He's getting a lot of paras
I
here.
wonder how
That's
much a
good for
Woodhammer
him.
does here in terrain. All right, he goes bro.
Horrible damage, but you know the plus
Acid
one
does have
defense
a shandy. He was
factored
able to
in.
get it in without it dying. Okay.
Okay, he did. So Shadow Ball, 100%.
He'll get his chip here.
Get your
Chip,
chipperoo.
67% with the chip.
Oh
Nice.
yeah, and that
I
will
do
be
wonder
enough
if
for
it's worth going
peace.
luck first, just so you can keep your flame body guy around for
For Hitmonlee?
for
Maybe.
Hitmonlee.
Maybe.
Because I guess Terra Poison Serena always
Yeah, speaking of
beats me.
Hitmonlee, here it is.
Yep.
It is Terra Dark, so that to dodge the Thunder Wave and to take less from Foul
And
Play.
SDs.
I guess it's not Foul Play's not
Good
healing.
hit on the Dazzling Gleam.
Yep. That is a very strong
You
close
get that
combat.
KO.
Yep.
But Acid has so expertly in the back. Oh wait, he's gonna force the close combat to
Yep.
get another defense drop.
Yeah. I
And
think he was hoping
now
that maybe Spin would KO at -1, but
Yeah, but we see the Terra Poison. You
Would-
are forced to go for the whip
good
here.
Terra. Good Terra.
really good Terra.
Yeah. Good
But,
play
Good job
around.
saving it to the end.
Yeah.
You know, early SV, all the pros were saying whoever Terra's first loses.
They might be onto something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, I will say from a personal standpoint, this is one of those games that would probably, have given me like a heart attack. Guaranteed. Like usually players that I draft, they usually do that.
Yeah, I
Like,
feel like if you
they make
Terra,
it so they make it so close, and then they win.
I feel like if you Terra first out of desperation, you're more likely to lose. But I think a well-timed offensive Terra is not like a downside at all. Oh my gosh,
Average.
guys, look, it's a Bramblegast.
Look, it's a Bramblecast. Bernardo is wrong
All right,
again.
set
we
the
should
stage
kill him
for
with
us,
It's a-
Stories.
rocks.
Tell us about
guys,
before the
guys.
game. Set the stage
It's
here.
it's a Palmet. It's a Palmet.
There's a Palmet.
All right.
It's like it's a tailwind hyper offense versus like a balanced something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Stories, set the stage for
It's-
us here. What's going on in your head?
Okay. Violet River secured the tie for us. So I don't really give a fuck. So what happened is I had to wake up early the next day, so I popped 3 Benadryls and said, Dugza, get online at the scheduled time. And I'm loading the fastest team possible. Someone's losing fast. It might be me. I don't care. So I loaded this.
Brilliant. Let's get right into it.
It seems she weren't kidding.
Going and getting that scale shot going early. Damn.
Check
Yeah.
button is popped, and the threat is in.
Another one.
Overcool
No,
is
the
a decent switch.
another one. Then you were faster than everything.
Holy
Fuck.
crap, that was nice for neutral damage.
Yeah, it's Life Orb and it's offensive quill. Ooh,
Ooh.
dead PZ.
Holy. The Palmet is in.
True.
Okay, good read.
Oh, but it's sashed,
Oh, Sash!
so it trades out the Migo.
I put this on like last minute without testing it because I didn't really need any Mon here. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do Palmot because he's 2 Mons.
Okay,
Yeah.
the miss.
I mean, it was a Bronzong anyway, so.
Good taunt, keeping rocks off for your,
Yeah, good, very good
for you
taunt.
guys. And eat the Psy noise.
Nice. Okay, 2 turns with double
I've got a
speed.
feeling we
What
got
do
to see the Bramble coming back in here. Uh-oh.
The Bramble is in.
It's a sack. Okay. It's neutral. Oh, you didn't die.
Oh yeah, Power Whip didn't kill, so Pult won't kill.
Just going for the Intimidate shuffling here.
And now it's dead.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Okay.
there goes the Bramble.
Alright, let's look at this end game here. We got 3 Mons
Wait, I looked away. Was
versus...
this before or after I missed Polter on song?
Must be before.
Oh,
So,
and my PZ got crit. I could have ended this game even earlier.
so we got a 1 health Palmot up against a PZ. Scale Shot Flygon is a threat, but Whimsicott walls it pretty well.
Yeah, I have like
and
the best Flygon check.
Not sure how well Vaporeon, how valuable it is here though. We just see Revival Blessing come out. Brambleghast is back, and that's going to be the
Okay.
key, I think, to Stories' Stories' endgame here. See a Tailwind. Whimsy can't really touch Zong, but Zong doesn't want to kill Whimsy because, free in for Bramble. But it is also eject button, so there's a double eject button here.
All right.
Polter
Oh, there's
whiffs,
the miss.
and
There's the miss.
Doug sets rocks for some reason.
And Zong is dead.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Ouch, indeed, bro.
It's Chip, I guess.
To be honest, you don't want to kill it.
Yeah.
Maybe won't.
I mean, I'm just waiting for Braviary to come in and do stuff.
All right, now let's think about this end game here. We had some different ideas, I think. So
You turn here,
yeah,
right?
this is a banded flagon, right? I think.
Yeah, must be.
So
We know for
Yeah,
a fact it is.
from the damage. I actually didn't calc this because
It is. It is. It is. We know. We are in the team.
Yeah. So
I pass the team.
the way I see two options for Dugza. He chooses option B. He U-turns out here, right? To get PZ positioned against Braviary. The other option
Yep,
was
perfect.
to click Scale Shot. That way you're able to outspeed Braviary at +2. But I don't think that path would have won either because of this, the Terra Steel here.
And no status either. So that
But
sucks.
now the
Yeah,
question: stories.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever considered clicking Hitwave here?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Because I played versus. Who did I play for? What did I play? It was open or Swiss. I played something, and I heat waved a steel type as it, or I heat waved something as a Terra Steel. And I played Kyo, and I did that, and he was like, "This is so ironic. SV and Terra sucks," and I was like, "Yeah, they fucking suck. I hate this gen." But yeah, no, I was considering this because I was literally in this situation like a few hours prior.
In my mind, it was never a consideration to be clicking Hitwave because it's a banded flagon, so like you're probably like Terra bug.
Yeah, that's
So
also a possibility.
so
I
that's
was
why
also
I'm like, yeah.
every time I try to make a play like this, I lose. Like I get punished a lot for not just clicking what's in front of me. So I'm like, I'm gonna click what's in front of me and send this to Peru. Goodbye.
Yeah, he could have Terra Steel and won the game, but like, it happens.
He would have gotten confused and hit himself, so it's okay.
True.
Easy. Easy.
All right, that's enough SV for one day. We're going to hop over to Turtledogg versus OBB finally.
Where
They
OBB10 is always, favored in games in SS.
It's true, but I've heard Turtledogg's the GOAT, so let's see.
He's 3-0 or 4-0. I don't know.
See,
Something like
it
that.
is special croak.
And we got
He gets the poison
special
immediately.
Croak.
That's one thing. Like, it's the third or fourth game I ever saw of SS with special croak. We never saw one special croak on SV.
Why
Any
did he
particular
roar
reason for
there? I'm
that?
curious.
Yeah, Roar
Um,
was kind of questionable. And then, oh my gosh.
So Croak didn't have CC in SS, so I had to use low kick, which is pretty unreliable outside of hitting Mudsdale.
That's a good explanation.
And also, there's not shit like wheezing in SV like in SS.
Makes sense.
The Death Drop, man, everything going against Turt right now.
Yeah,
Big
it looks pretty
damage.
bleak for him, but he brings it back at the end pretty well. But the Absol
Spoilers.
is really cool because it actually like
Oh my gosh, that's a dead
clicks
Zatsu.
here. It was a dead Zatsu. See this with volley grounds. Definitely got to switch that out. U-turn probably almost one-shots that. Absol is like super frail.
Yep. It's Future Sight.
Okay, Future Sight's fine, I guess. That stack attack is just gonna switch into it. Or no, okay.
Copper should be able to eat anything. Oh, is it a roost?
Yeah, because this is like SPDF defog. This is UI. It's not invested at all.
Yeah.
He's like super weak sauce.
Is
It's
this
also
AV Raj?
Serene
That
Grace
damage looks like
apparently.
full attack AV, right?
It's probably offensive AV. So taking a decent amount, especially with the split F drops, but you don't really need copper at this point in the game anyway. Everything else here kind of nukes him. But we're gonna see that Toxicroak doesn't really beat Vaporeon because we're gonna get a safe wish pass to a teammate here.
Yeah, nice counter.
But the poison, unfortunately.
Yeah, poison, makes it a little less long term, but like Vaporeon can always wish pass to this.
Sure.
You get your U-turn. This is a future sight, I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah, we saw it
just
earlier.
every time you future sight, you kind of set up a kill with Vapo, which we do see a situation later here where he does have the future sight combo set up and he
Alright.
doesn't go for it. It's actually coming up right here.
CF site there. Yep.
So the sight goes, and then
See mine turn
as
5
Vaporeon
FF
comes
in.
in, Stack Attacker clicks Trick Room. And to me, I think Scald is perfectly safe to click here,
Yeah,
but
you don't die
Turt
into Stone Edge, right?
protects. I'm thinking that Stone Edge kills. I'm actually
Oh.
running the calc right now.
Okay.
What was Vaporeon at? If you could go back to that turn where it protected.
Sure. We're getting live calculations here, folks.
Yeah, just for the sunset. It's at, was it 68?
Yeah.
So with Life Orb, well, this is also assuming Turtledogg has the standard spread. With Life Orb, Stone Edge does 67 max.
Oh.
It's
So
67.2 with the Life Orb.
So
So
what I'm
I
hearing
think
is he
Scald
should
just
just go all
wins,
in.
and
Yeah.
me and Danny were in call, and Danny was like mad as hell. He was like, "Why would you Scald there? You have the future sight up. It's free. Just click it." But I guess you don't risk crit this way, because if you crit this, then
But if you're
it
playing
really
around
just
not risking
snowballs out of
crit, that's no
control.
way to play. They're not critting, you know?
That's facts.
Anyways.
And I mean, you're up in stacks. You can position another future sight later
Yeah.
with a healthier Vaporeon, because like here you wish, and now you're 6% healthier than you were last time you came in on Stacko.
When he goes
So I mean,
Absol.
game of inches, right? That's a really good switch to Absol, but okay. So you go for Sucker on the Stacko, and
Eats
then
the
we
multi.
see that this
He's
Absol is Scope Lens Super Luck.
Oh my gosh. Is that 50%?
50% crits. Yep.
So average Shinjineer Diamond Storm usage,
True.
aka 100%.
I don't know. There was
And
one
now
game
with
where
future
I used
sight
9 Diamond Storms with no boost. That was insane.
9.
Yeah,
I think it's
Restock.
cap. Oh, I guess Restock. Yeah. There's a game in SS. I missed all 8, and I was like, yeah,
Dang.
I'm not using this shit anymore.
Future side did not
Yeah, you get
hit.
the future sight up, or
Goes guard. He
oh,
figures
hard
he can eat
switch is
anything.
crazy. Like if you get crit by Sludge Bomb there, that's
But Guardy's faster.
that's
Or is it
crazy.
a speed tie? I'm not sure.
No, I mean like as you come in there,
And the Vivo can just
like
text.
it
Oh,
like hard switching
if you
into
get
it on
crit
a
on the way
Sludge
in.
Bomb. If you
Okay,
get
yeah.
yeah, I mean you get the future sight up, you're fine now. But
And
I
game
feel like you
over
could have
right
just
there.
stacked. And no, I guess you
Maybe he
always
had
risk a
to.
crit.
Yeah.
You always risk a crit no matter what.
But
Played
yeah.
by Turtledogg, he brought being a little bit behind at the beginning, making the safe play sometimes pays off, especially if 50% means
Yeah.
100%
Raj put in the
for
work too.
you.
Just clicking Heavy Slam did a lot of damage to OBB's team.
Raj is fire. Really cool team by Turtledogg. The future sight plus dark type is
And
always a
it's got
potent
roar modes. I
combo.
think that's probably a nice little synergy as well. We didn't get to see that, but
Oh, I love future sight plus phasing.
me too. Like that one game where I sniped
Alright,
the Breloom. That was a good one.
that was
Anyway,
a good one. Alright, on to the
it's
next.
Oath time, Gen 6.
It's
Let's
Yeah.
oath
flash it.
time.
Can we get the live thoughts of Oathkeeper prior to this game?
Yeah,
Area?
yeah, you'll get them.
We'll put you in perspective here. There we go.
Yeah. So, yeah, I liked the idea of this team, so I went with it, and
This team looks so
it's.
cool.
I mean, it does, and yeah, I mean that was just a bonus, to be honest. So I see Watashi's team, and my first thought is, thank God it's not Stall. If some of you recall, he did that to me in NUCL. And
My question is, why, given the opportunity, you didn't stall him back?
because I hate Stall, I'm not going to fall
No,
on the dark
man.
side of Stall and use it.
It was your opportunity to get vengeance.
Yep, it was my opportunity, and I said, "Hell no, I'm not using Stall. Screw it."
You turned
So,
the other face.
He's
You're a
the
good
bigger
guy.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
anyway, but no,
Anyways.
yeah, I see the team, and I'm like, okay, it's it's not the worst team to face. So obviously I don't go to Zatu, fearing Icicle Crash. Looking back now, I probably should have gone on that turn right there, but oh well.
Grass not contact coming in there. Oof.
Yeah. Okay, Shift Tree's in. Okay, so he misses Leaf Storm, thankfully. And one thing I noticed at Team Preview was my team sucks against Shift Tree, so thank God it's down here.
Yep, very fortunate.
Yep. Now he unfortunately he does not EQ on my camera up there.
Yeah, dude. Every time I see a Pilot one, it always puts in work, no matter the gen.
Dude, that mon is low-key a sleeper pick for NU GOAT. Like it's
Now,
viable in
Pyroar
ADV, it's viable in DPP, it's fucking godlike in Black White.
So by this damage right here, Pyroar is specs.
Well, super spec. I'm kind of surprised that died even with specs.
And I did not let Zatu come in for free to Bruce, so I clicked Lava Plume.
Really good play there. Zatu in.
Finally,
So
he doesn't
if
play
you
out this time, yeah.
So for any of you watching this game right now, I'm not talking about my co-host here, but I'm talking about just like any spectators. If you want to see some excitement, oh trust me, it's coming up. Don't you worry. So I would like to note right here before you click play again. So the one thought I had was, okay, I used Specs Auroras and UCL, which was fine. It was great. So, like it did a lot of work in that game. So one of my players, Bughouse, gave me the idea of Bandit Auroras, and that's exactly. I mean, it intrigued me to say the least. So I'm thinking, you know what, we're gonna roll with it, and here we are. Finally, get an opportunity to use it. Earthquake was free. Boom.
Big chip.
Yeah, but he wasn't expecting that.
And his team looks pretty weak to Earthquakes, yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
So okay, here comes the fun, guys.
The Ludi is in.
Here it comes.
Pineapple.
Stone Edge Miss was a godsend for me because look what happens. Gone.
Very nice.
Slurped up.
See the Giga.
But then this happens. Wait for it.
I'm waiting.
Pyro comes in.
The game's mine, right? Nope.
Hydro miss. Goodbye.
And
Oh, it lives.
But
right.
that's the problem. That's the problem.
Then Ice Shard is gonna pick up.
Ice Shard's gonna kill, and then the EQ is gonna kill Cam.
Yeah, I think we were watching
Cameras.
this. Oh my gosh, Oath1, and then oh no.
Is the Camel just lefties?
Yeah. Yes. No. He was cussed out.
Would it have lived a hyper voice from Pyroar? Like, do you think you could have gone hard Camel there and been in cuss tap range and then won off that?
I would say possibly. Yeah.
I mean, that's with like the power pints. I'm not saying you should have done that, but like I'm just thinking like, knowing that you missed here, would you go back and go Camel on hyper voice and maybe live it and then win?
I think that would be an alternative winning.
And then put myself in cuss tap range. Yeah. Yeah. In retrospect, yeah.
Pyroar might have just O-coded. I don't know the calcs, but that's just something I thought.
You really wish to be like, oh man, why I'm not like Surf?
I wish I had Surf. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens to everyone.
But see, RNG. I mean, he had the Hydro hit. That game was mine. But it's
RNG give and take it away though. You had the Stone Edge dodge to get there in the first place. It was like a nail biter game watching that. I had no clue who would win because I watched the end of this live.
I think Pilot's mine just to go. That's all we can say.
But to be honest, would Edge kill from full?
Yes, kill Ludicolo. Oh, you bet it would.
Okay. So
yeah.
Or it would at the very least it would have like put it in range of something else.
Yep.
Yeah, but in stories. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even sure if you mentioned it, but like that leaf storm, like that shift tree leaf storm hitting Camerupt could have. And like looking back at it now, I definitely wish it could have hit because that would have helped me more with the cut stab
Oh,
range.
true. Let's jump
Yeah,
back in time here.
like I forget which turn it was.
That one
Yeah,
there.
right there. Because I mean, I live it for sure.
Right.
But then, yeah, it's like now I just gotta be careful with my camera switch ends, and I get it into custom range, and I had explosion on it, so
Ooh.
That could have sealed the deal, but
Yep.
an unfortunate loss. Anyways, we're moving on here to
Yeah,
Drud
anyway,
versus Vivalospride. Very anticipated DPP match here.
yeah,
These two
two
very
good DPP players.
skilled players.
Yeah, these are probably two of the best. I'm pretty sure they're both ranked like 1 and 2 respectively on the PRs. They're on my personal PRs though, so I don't know. I'm always right, and I'm awesome. Let's watch the game.
Oh my gosh, is this ADV on you?
Yeah, I was
Oh my
gonna say,
gosh. We need to
just with
ban this thing
Tauros,
immediately.
get rid of it.
Oh, sub-living icy wind.
Wow, I think that's HP invested Tauros, or it's just not, or it's minus special attack nature on Glalie, because I've done the calcs for this. Icy Wind does like exactly 25 min.
So yeah, it has to be a bulky
So
Tauros and just sub-tox. That
bulky
makes sense.
Tauros, or
Subtoxic Tauros. Yeah.
it might be minus special attack Glalie, because you want the extra power on your boom.
Now we're gonna see Tauros stall out here with some subs as
Lee
Regirock
Tauros
racks
is
up
so
toxic
good,
damage.
bro.
Subtoxic Tauros is a menace.
This is the thing I was talking to Bernardo about earlier. Like every lead in DPP will either threaten damage on everything, or get up rocks,
Yeah, and Viv
or
says
have
you're not cussed
toxic.
up, and he just clicks Earthquake.
It just gets
You're
the
not
free
cussed
damage
up.
on Metacham, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, take what you can get. Running frustration in a gen without Ditto is kind of evil. Why do you want your Pokemon to hate you?
The crit bullet punch on Skunk.
Yep.
That did so much. I hate double
That
damage
did a
crits.
lot.
Is this Scarf
Or not,
Skunk? Nope.
no, now you just sucker punch this.
Yeah.
It's not like it's
Revealed
coming in on
Shucka,
rocks and
but
spikes.
not gonna live.
Drud getting these spikes up
Yeah.
early is really good for him. Like, you would think he's a little behind here in terms of Pokemon, 2 dead versus 1. He gets the Skuntank down with a timely crit. He has 2 layers of hazards up, so I would say Drud is actually in the lead here.
I would say so. Yep.
Take out the Nidoqueen. Now he's, like, definitely in the lead. Hitmonchan comes in, kind of bluffing Scarf or, like, a Life Orb Mach Punch if it didn't reveal Life Orb already. Well,
Life Orb, yep.
there it is. Then you go Drifblim, you can stall.
Getting
Actually,
getting the
Pitaya,
item.
probably.
I forgot damaging a substitute doesn't give recoil in this gen.
That's whack.
But yeah, you can get down to your Pitaya berry range.
And with no
Vivalos
Drifblim
is
loses the
Endure.
Endure, yeah.
Vivalos is a timid Drifblim merchant. I'm on his DPPL team. And every Drifblim team I post, he's like, make that bitch timid. And I'm like, no, I want to be strong. But yeah, I'm not surprised
then
his Drifblim is the
Viv-
faster one here. And
Yeah,
then he
Viv
gets
gets
HP
the speed tie.
ground because I've also prepped for versus Drud, and I swear Drud had like 100% Skuntank usage. So I respect the HP ground bring a lot by Vivalos. It
Pursuit doing
didn't work
0
out
after
here,
Colbur there. But
And then of course Manectric is the last.
yeah, like not many Mons can KO a Slowking from that range,
sorry for the
but
sneezing,
Manectric is
folks.
one of them. So
Yeah, like a
really
Specs,
cool game
maybe
down
like a
to the
Specs Haunter.
wire. Drud definitely, the early hazards up, making the right trades with his physical attackers for his special guys to come in later and sweep. Really cool game. 2 of the better DPP players.
Yep. Don't have
2
much
of the
else to
best,
say,
actually.
but let's carry on to our final game to review: Violet River versus Plague, and some ADV. I did help prep for Plague's team in this one. I've
Plague
been
is
getting involved with
pretty
ADV prep.
new
I'm getting
to
better with ADV than
ADV.
you. They're new, you think?
They're new-ish.
Okay, fair
They
enough.
they managed they managed with Violet River for ADV PL, which we actually won last week as well.
Oh, nice.
And they tested with me a lot, and they're pretty competent at it. I don't know exactly when they got into it, but I know it was recent. So yeah, they're pretty good at it. They're a really good sparring partner for ADVPL, and all three of us, Violet River, Plague Doc, and I, like work together on the same team, so we kind of all know each other's tendencies.
So yeah, interesting. So
But
these two are co-managers, you said.
Mhm.
So hey, even more interesting matchup. All right, we see a pretty common
Co-
lead with the Glalie
co-managers of
versus
me,
yeah.
in fact.
Octilli versus Glalie. This is very ADV on you.
And
Fire
Dugza was
Blast.
also on the ADVPL team. So
Nice.
this was, I actually don't even know what pace Violet loaded. I gave her like 3.
We see Subway Lord. Is this
That's
your
something that no, it's not the same team, but
okay?
something that I noticed when testing with a Plague Doc is that they are so weak to Sub Whale Lord, and I do think Sub is better than Boom on Whale Lord. Like the best way to take this thing out is chip damage, so you
Or
just sub
booming.
on stuff or booming on it. Yeah, so sub takes out both of the best options to deal with a Whale Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really put me back onto the Mon. I used to think this Mon was like incredibly overrated, but Substitute puts it a lot higher in my eyes now.
Cool. I'll have to try
So
it out
already putting
myself.
in work.
It sounds good. It looks good.
We get Flareon in. It's a nice Haunter soft check. You can take any 2 hits from it just with your natural bulk.
Yep.
Really good pivot here into Haunter. You take anything that isn't an HP Ghost, but you can't really afford to HP Ghost a Flareon because Flareon can always like stay in and kill you if it's feeling ballsy. We do see the
Also,
trade.
that's a
Fizz Def
huge
Chime.
defensive Chime Echo there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that ate that up easily.
But
Probably
here
full Fizz Def.
whiffs the pump.
Okay, the Hydro Mist doesn't matter. It can make a difference on some spreads with this HP Electric roll,
I'm not sure if it would, but
but it depends. If Oct was a little bulkier, then it would. But okay, we crit anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. Haunter, I'd say he's done his
yep.
or not
Just
Haunter.
let the whale go
Wailord has
down.
done
And
his
we see a
job.
rat.
You can go away now.
Fastest mon on the tier.
I smell a rat.
I thought this was banded, and I was like, why is this Fizdef Hitmonchan?
Right.
But it's not banded, it's Silk Scarf.
All
I
right,
don't
we
even
see a
know
Yeah,
how to.
we got a pup. We got a pup.
Anytime
We
Pupitar
do see
shows up, it's
Pupitar
an
in.
immediate panic.
Big danger because this spawn can get out of control super quickly.
Yeah,
We
it's
do
one of
see
my
the
favorites
HP
to use
grounds.
personally. It just feels like such a terrifying win cone.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's like a nice asset for offense teams too, just because it's a normal and flying resist, so it's not even like
Kind of like Matang,
a
but
basic setup mon.
better offensively, I would say. Like scarier stab coverage
Yeah, a
and
little more
stuff.
potent, but not
Yeah.
as bulky.
Right.
And I think the one mon that kind of stands up to it really well is Blossom.
Oh, this is true.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right.
So hard Hitmonchan. I don't know if that was the play, because I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
think
with
it
Mach
was.
Punch. But
Yeah.
Oh,
I
but
don't know. I think
Violet had a plan.
from Violet's perspective, you need Raticate to close out this game. I guess you could go hard Haunter. But then if Pupitar subs as you go Haunter, then you definitely lose. But you need to keep Raticate. So I think Hitmonchan is the safer mid
Yeah.
ground.
Violet's in a very high pressure situation here. And they do Plague could spend a turn here clicking sub. I'm not sure if it put them in quick
Oh
attack
yeah,
range. It
isn't it?
might, right?
So clicking sub is the obvious play, which is why they didn't do it. So
Okay.
I don't. Well, we'll see in this next turn.
Yeah, it's just a whole big rock paper scissors, right?
It's a few 50-50s,
Yeah, you just gotta
but
guess.
and it's like how much do you respect each other? And
They go for the
if
double endure, double
them
rock
mix.
slide. And then
Then the
they get the
Sally
This
Berry,
is
of course.
He
crazy,
got
dude.
the double endure, man. Now that I saw that.
Okay, well, you could have just hit your rock slide.
All right, but the chip against Chime here, yeah, not
And
nice.
now
Rat can kill,
Raticate
right?
just wins. Yep.
Well, there's still the supposedly.
Oh
Almost
yes,
surprised
yes.
that killed. Not gonna lie, but there's
Yeah.
It's safe to assume that this is Selak Haunter. It's the most
Another coin
standard
toss,
set for a
yeah. Is it
reason.
gonna endure? Is it
Yeah.
not?
So, do you endure? Is it even endure?
Plague
But
endures.
really, heads up,
Yeah.
clicking. I mean, You could have clicked quick attack, hit HP ground, double edge, just anything to get the immunity
Mm-hmm.
so that endure fails, and
Yeah.
then Plague
Plague
doesn't get
fails
the
the
double
double.
enter.
Yeah. And Violet cleans up. So pretty unfortunate for Plague. I
Really
feel like
down
they
to
had
the wire
they had
game.
250-50s. If either one of them went in their favor, I think Plague wins. But yeah, I mean Violet still deserves the win too. They played well.
Not gonna lie, now I'm sad. I did not
Yeah.
saw the first double endure. Fuck.
Go for the
Nah, you should have just
triple.
hit the rock slide so we wouldn't have had to do that.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, that's gonna be it for the games for this week. NUPL Week 5. Porygon Z is banned, by the way,
5.
folks. Don't go using it.
Yeah, no thanks to Bernardo.
I tried my best.
He tried to save it. All right. I got Flygon versus Vivs here. You're not allowed to vote stories. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
I just want to say
Okay.
the Vivs cheated before the draft. Like, how are you gonna get E-Turn, Django, and Pokeslice for like
Pennies on the dollar.
cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
pennies
was
on the
gonna say
dollar, bro.
for peanuts or something.
Mm-hmm.
It
But
was
it's
kind of
whatever. I
cheating.
think
I
it should
agree.
be two retains or one retain and a self buy, but that's discussion for next year.
That is a discussion for
Yeah.
Yeah.
next year. All right. I'm
Uh,
gonna give this one to. I'll give it to the Flygons.
I gave to the Vivs. Oh, you decide.
Mm, well,
You could also
I
give us a
mean,
draw.
well, no, like Flagon's on a roll. I say they keep it going.
Yeah.
Like, I want the Flagons to win for a standings perspective, but like, it's one of those like eventually the Vivillons needs to win. You know, it's hard to imagine that core like keep losing and losing and losing. So I'm like statistically I'm voting them, but I want the Flagons to win.
It's for the script for the Vivs to win because ZS is on that team, but
Oh, true. I hadn't considered that.
it's gonna be a really good series regardless. Like we got some really cool matchups.
So what was our final
Yeah.
predict here? Vivs
Flagons.
Flagons.
or Flygons? Okay. I mean, it could go either way. All right.
Yeah.
Harry Pablos versus Talonflames. Hmm.
I see
I'm,
Talonflames has a lot of pilots that have potential to not give a flying fuck. That's how I see this team. You see Hoenn at the top. You have Mind Gaming, who can forfeit turn 5 at any given moment.
true.
You have Avarice, who might just not schedule. You have Helom, who might get banned. So, like,
So much
they're
potential. Yeah.
they're really strong as a team. Like, you have Toother, and do they not have SV? Like, who's building for these guys?
I think it's just Toother. And maybe OBB.
Oh God. Okay. Um.
For that reason,
Okay. Well,
I gotta go with Pablos personally.
these are really good teams, but like
Isn't
I
BJ on the Flames?
No, he's on
he's
he's on the
he's
Arcanines,
on
right?
the
Wait.
Actifishing Arcanines, but he has
Yeah.
to be subbed out.
Yeah.
It was subbed. Okay.
Yeah, I think the Pablos win this. They're really active in their SV slots. You have Garay, who's like a master of SM. He has like the highest win rate on the sheet overall by like a lot. You have Watashi, who is pretty up there as well. I think he's actually the second. I think Garay and Watashi are 1 and 2 on the overall sheet. How he's a black white low tier prodigy. A load in, you can put him in anything and he'll do well. Mason, really like well versed with ADV in you, and he's just in the right circle for support there. Like he's friends with all the
But
ADV mainers.
he's lacking the gold, I'd say. It's kind of like
Yeah,
missing that shiny aspect.
he's just
But
Mason. I don't really
yeah,
know.
he's going plain right now.
But no,
But like
Mason's gonna build their success brick by brick, dude.
You know, I would give it to the
Mason
Pablos, but I
Gold, it's a
wouldn't
new
be
prodigy.
surprised if Talonflames like win like they have the potential to win this tournament. I think all their players are really good. Like LPZ is a Grand Slam champion.
This is true.
Like that guy is good as
LPZ is a
fuck.
beast.
Helom really good. Huber is really good. Phantos, I actually don't know anything about Phantos and ADV, but
Gold
like
Mason would probably say
all these
something like
guys.
Phantos is really good at the game or something.
Phantom is a friend more than anything from Gold, but like I voted Pablos, but the way I vote was very fun because I went for like 3-on-1 in SV for the Flames, and suddenly like the Harry Pablos won every single Gen game.
That's just the Pablo's strategy, though, right? They got the old gen talent and community.
I thought it was kind of unfair to vote against OBB, Mind, LPZ, Alum all at the same time, but like
Yeah,
it is what it is.
that's true. I mean, as we said at the very start of the tour, all the teams are competitive, so it can go either way.
Yeah.
But my vote's for the Pablos this week.
Mhm.
So Pablos it is.
Alrighty. We got Act Fishing Arcanines and the Druds with the Grudge.
Okay, so the Arcanines lost BJ as a player after he timed out
He got
last
benched.
week. Which I don't know if it's like the team environment or if he's just upset with the metagame
I
and
mean,
like his results. Probably both.
you've got
But
Awin,
It's probably
BJ, and
everything
Phantom
together.
all on the same team. Something might be going down. Who knows?
yeah, you have. Yeah. Okay. So he doesn't want to play anymore for the Arcanines lineup because what am I trying to say? Because BJ's good. He's good at Mons. He's good at SV.
It's
But
true.
they have Irish and Oras. That is what Irish like plays besides SS when it was current gen. It's probably gonna do pretty well there. Um, you have
But isn't
Ivakiyama
he like
SS,
0
which is
and 0 and 3 or something like that?
he wasn't doing too hot in SS, but
Maybe
I
he'll be
think
more at
that's
home now that he's
SS
in
getting more
RS.
development and Irish being kind of out of tune with the tier. But Oras has been pretty, I'm not gonna say centralized, like because of course every metagame has been getting development, but I think Oras will be more familiar to him than SS.
Makes sense.
Okay.
You still have SC, FC, and SM. Um, I think he got second in the Bossaru Cup tournament that we had recently. I might be completely wrong about that. I know Santu won it, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I
FC
know
did really
Santu won
well in
it.
it. Batty versus Bughouse, Drud versus Beats Black. I think
I went
Arcanine
with the
still got
Dreads.
this.
You think the Arcanines got it?
Mhm.
Man,
I gotta go Druds.
I went the Dreads as well.
Like, it's really close,
I
though.
think the
I don't
Arcanines have
know.
all the good pilots. They
You
just
might be right.
gotta scrape together some support for themselves. But like, it'll be close.
I'll just vote for a tie.
Say the A-Win's got it.
I too think the Dreads will do really well.
Interesting.
Thank you.
I,
Very
I, I
insightful.
might be biased. I might be biased.
No, there's no bias. So we're saying Druds then overall, or well,
I'm saying Dreads.
I'm
You
saying
can.
That was
I'm
that
saying
was the
draw.
consensus,
I'm saying
yeah.
a
But
draw.
I still think the A-Win's got it.
All right. Well, we'll say slightly in towards the Druds then, but could go either way.
Okay, Ishtar is back in SM.
Yeah.
They
For
got
Ducks versus
like
Dances.
turbo
Dances are
unlucky the first
yeah.
few weeks, and I think they're doing exams soon, so they subbed out.
Ah.
But they're back in now, and
Yay.
they're really good at SM, like very competent player. Um,
But we've got a hacker on our
versus
side.
Hacker, that's gonna be a cool matchup. I'm gonna give Ishtar that one. Oras, probably Devin, Black White, Ninja
Bernardo
Dog,
is hacker still undefeated
TPP
on the sheet?
Ninja.
Yeah, he's like 12 and 0,
That's
something like
crazy.
that. All on SM.
He's fire. ADV, Plague, and Parpar. I didn't know Parpar played this.
Parpar is kind
What's
of
his
trying
record
to
right now?
not great. He's trying to cook a little bit too much, but like he had a
Okay.
couple of.
I mean, an outside perspective as a non-mainer is always like pretty good. As a pilot, like when someone cooks on their own for something they haven't played before, it can be like really potent. That's kind of what we see from Lax's team. Like we see the Cramorant, we see Hariyama is like now a staple in the tier when no one really used it until Lax did. Like outside players can definitely cook
It's true. He did
Yeah.
invent Hariyama.
when they don't have tunnel vision. Um, so I'm gonna give it to Plague because Plague has an overwhelming amount of ADV support and like they've played it a bit longer, I think. So the old gens are looking pretty 50-50 in my opinion.
Okay.
Looking at the SV, pretty even as well.
Yeah.
These are gonna be some good games. Dugza, Danny. Danny's gonna ask me for a team Sunday afternoon, and I'll give him something. Engineer versus Diamonds. We're gonna see a Probopass versus an Eldegoss or an Arboliva or some shit.
I'm.
Um,
I will try my best, stories. I swear to you
He's
that
trying to
to
extinguish
make
the fires
that
in my
not
kitchen.
happen. But that's inevitable, and you know it. I'm sad for that, but like that's life.
Lucas versus Enzanana. Someone's gonna choke. I don't know who, but like this game is gonna be won by someone, and then they're not gonna be bolted by the end of the week. So that's my predict there.
That's reasonable.
Fusion in less than 3-minute. LTTM is a mainer, but Fusion is like an OOT winner or some shit. He won something recently. He's a super good pilot, and getting him was definitely a steal. The Ducks have the SV support. You can just hand Fusion anything and he'll make it work. I think the Ducks have SV at this point, but I wouldn't count out anyone on the Dancy side. I'd say this is probably the closest matchup in my opinion.
Like that's a fact. I think like we are like a little bit low ball in the dances, but like their performance not being like at least average is a surprise at that point. Like we are expecting the NC by like week 4 to be like 2-2, 3-2, 2-3. No, that's impossible because it's week
Yeah,
4. But like,
they've been getting pretty unlucky.
yeah, they should have a better
Their
record. That's
team's
I
the
mean,
point.
yeah,
there's
their
a lot of
team's
strong
definitely
teams, and
strong.
I mean, someone has to lose, right? Even if they
Yeah,
have like the
that's
good
true as
Yeah, I
well.
mean,
players.
dude, that's how I felt in NUCL. Like, I swear my team was good, and everyone was like, "Oh, your team is bad," and we keep losing. So I can't even be like, my team isn't bad. But it's like, dude, we're getting hacked every week. I swear it's not my fault. Like,
Sorry, your team was bad. Sorry to
no,
say
it was
that.
so good, and my team is good this year, and we're
No,
winning.
no, this
Haha.
team. I need to say like I talked that on the draft episode. Your team was a lot to me like the Talon Flames, but they had you. So like, if there was someone that could like fit like 10 teams in a week, it was probably you. And then I was like, okay, they got TJ, they got
Yeah, I
like
always
PDT,
do
they got
this
a
to
lot.
myself every NU tour. I'm like, yeah, I'll build for every single slot, and then I'm like, oh,
And
I'm
then you're
burnt out
dead.
by week 4.
Yeah.
Like, but I'll make it
At
work.
at that point, you won 4 weeks, so like you can be burned out right now and be
Yeah,
fine with
I
that.
subbed myself out this
Yeah.
week because I want to give my other players a chance.
Oh,
But
I didn't even notice that. But nice.
yeah, I
Well,
Yeah,
think
I also hope
we're
Lucas comes
pretty
back.
it's
much in.
Lucas was a little bit like burnout from like building for Dugza because like he was just not supporting. He was like doing full like reports and like team breakdown and shit. Like he was like doing like pro level stuff. So he got
There's literally like zero discussion in my for Larry and T.
Give them a team.
They get their fire. I love them.
yeah.
But yeah, this matchup is really close. Let me do the math on who I think wins exactly. I'm doing finger counting here.
I think all
So
depends on Dugza,
101.
Danny and Shenjin versus Diamonds. To be honest, if someone pulls a 2-0, that's decide the week right there.
This is peak SV right here, folks.
Probably this.
Okay, so according to my math, the Ducks will win 6-4.
That's
Yeah,
about
and
what I would
But
say.
all of the old gens are like pretty toss-uppy to me. Like Black White is and DPP are infamously volatile gens, and like both are occupied by really competent mainers. So like they could go either way. It's really going to come down to matchup and stuff. I do think I give Ninja Dog the Black White and Ninja No Dog the DPP. I've seen
seems
better
fair.
play from them as of late, but like I don't want to discount their opponents at all. Um, I'm giving Plague the W here, just out of experience and resources. They have that in spades compared to Parpar. Bejos hasn't been doing so hot. Devin is always doing hot. They call him Dev Win for a reason.
Hell yeah.
I give Ishtar the win over Hacker because I gotta root for Ishtar, and they're due for a win. Like the bad luck has to turn at some point. Turt Dog, is Scheist. That's it. Fusian could beat anyone, I think, with the right team. Lucas actually plays SVNU, and Zanana is just another solid pilot. I give Shen the win, and I give Danny the win. That's my breakdown.
Okay,
Sounds about right.
very well detailed.
All
I
right.
think like
But
one game
anything
that
could go any other way.
yeah, that's for sure. I think like the highlights of that series for sure, other than the SV games, are Storio versus Turtle. That's probably gonna be one of the best SS games of the season.
It's gonna be really
And
creative stuff too. Not gonna be Pokeslice loading the same 6 and being like, "Oh,
Ooh,
SS is
Egialola, let's
so
go.
creative."
Yeah, I get Lola, and then I was talking to stars like, why people just don't bring like random nice beans and stuff like that? Because like they will catch flies, but okay, that's another conversation.
We'll keep that
And
keep
I
that
want to give
to ourselves. Secret tech.
yeah, I want to give props to Neomon. Like the guy was slotted in black and white from like surprise, and like he's
He
3-1.
plays black white. He plays
No,
ADV,
no,
GPP, black white. Like he's been around for a long time. He's
no,
been
he
playing
plays
for
all
longer
those
than
old
I
gens.
have.
We know that, but like he didn't want to play black white at the start of the tour. Like plays on like on sign ups, and he's doing very well. So I'm expecting another
Yeah.
win
And on
for
top
him.
of that, he's like helping support like almost every other slot, which is insane. He's been the
Yeah,
MVP of our team, I think, so far. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up
yeah, I'd say.
for the predicts and for the nut as a whole this week. So thank you all for watching, and thank you to my co-hosts for being here with me and your insightful comment.
Engineer, what's the outro? You know it?
No, I forgot. I'm
I'm
not
gonna
sure.
go play
No, it's
DP Open. Thanks for watching, everyone. Goodbye.
Oh,
okay.
give
That's kind of
you.
an outro, but
Well, you
originally
give us the
something like
outro. Yeah.
I give it the outro. So thank you guys, and see you in the next nut.
Nut.